I gotta put something on. We go?
We here.
I'm sorry. Hey, y'all. Go ahead and
Right.
presentation while I put my lip gloss on.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Good day. If you're seeing me, you know what it is. It's Wednesday, and we got another dose of midweek medicine for you. And me and the wife are back together for another marriage moment. So let's get it. As y'all see the title, does money really matter? Let's dive into this. This weekend I had an event to do.
We gotta let people know how we're gonna do this with the questions.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, we have a little structure this time. Because we kind of ran over last time. So tonight we're gonna go over what we're talking about, and then at the end of it, we'll even open it up for some questions. So if anybody has any questions, little Q&A.
Okay, so now that 5 seconds is out the way that I could have threw out already. This weekend I had the event. It was a Battle of Sexes event, and it's not what you might think a typical Battle of the Sexes thing is. But anyway, the question came up about, does it matter if the woman in the relationship makes more than the husband? And that question came up based off of a trust question. And it was, so I got into it and I explained Kim and I's situation and where we are and where we came from, and just kind of broke it down, and people could see our views from it and everything. So understand, we not therapists or nothing. We just laying out our life for y'all. We just giving our life experiences, and through that, rather than just telling you or having you read a book, we actually showing you. So my wife is gonna read a post. Some of you may have seen it. I don't know if wifey can put that up close so y'all see what it look like. But she gonna read that for y'all real quick, and then we're gonna dive into it.
Some of y'all may have seen this post. It's that's not good lighting. But anyway, it was a post with a man and a woman at their wedding kissing, along with a picture of a house and a car. And the post reads this: Keith and Tamika just recently got married. Tamika is a second-year neurosurgeon that makes $400,000 a year. Keith is a manager at Finish Line that makes $44,000 a year. After the wedding that she paid for, Keith moves into Tamika's house. She buys him a new Lexus to replace his old Honda Accord, and even pays for a 2-week honeymoon to Jamaica. Keith loves Tamika with all his heart, and vice versa, and they are very happy together. But all of Tamika's friends say that she's stupid. Being that Keith is a man, is there a problem with their financial arrangement? If they're in love, does the money make a difference, or does it make them unequally yoked? Ladies, if you were Tamika, or fellas, if you were Keith, could you play that role? And the reason we wanted to touch on that, because this is our current situation. So we'll kind of give you a little time frame story.
Yeah, we could do that. When we initially got together, when we initially got together, I was the one making majority of the money, a substantial amount more of the money. Then we had our go-through happen. Most of you guys know our story, the loss of jobs,
he
and
lost
DUIs,
his first, I lost mine.
Back and forth and all that stuff. We finally get to a stable position where it's still like up and down. And now, thankfully, through our obedience and what God worked out for us, the wife is the sole breadwinner right now, like substantially. It's like the roles have completely switched. And in doing so, but one of the main reasons that we would be okay with it anyway, because, we look at it as our money anyway. It doesn't matter where it comes from. It's our money. We don't have separate accounts. We have 2 accounts, one with two totally different banks, and they're both joint accounts. The thing is, like I said, the wife, regardless to the amount of money she makes versus what I make, she still has always given me the respect of being the head of the house. We still communicate on what needs to be spent, what doesn't need to be spent. If she wants to buy something or whatever, just out of respect, she still shoots me a message and say, hey, baby, I want to buy these pair of socks. Can I do that? And I'd be like, you ain't got to ask for no socks. Just go ahead. But she still...
But when I want that Apple Watch...
She definitely had to come. She definitely had to come and say, baby, look, I want to... We went back and forth with that watch for a minute. And one of the reasons why we are in the position we are because we both believe strongly that God has changed the roles because of where he wants me to go and what places I need to do in terms of speaking. Like, I can't do what I do if I'm locked into a 9-to-5 job. Like, I won't have the schedule to do it no matter where I work at. This way, I was able to do that event that I did this weekend, where last year I couldn't do that because I was locked into a schedule. I'm able to put more time into writing the book, and it's just no telling what other type of venues and things that will happen, that will come up, that I will need to, be able to, just because I can make my own schedule, just make that move. But understand one thing, I am a man that that ideal. Men are generally raised with the idea that we're supposed to do all of these things. We're supposed to be the head of the house. We're supposed to bring the most money in. We're supposed to pay everything. We're supposed to do all these things. Well, it's a new day and time, and I don't feel any less of a man. My wife doesn't make me feel any less of a man because she's making more money. Like, I call her Big Bank Hank. And I'm like, man, she getting that bread. She got that bag right now. It's just what it is. And like, I love it because I'm confident in who I am and what I do. And regardless to what, there's no dollar amount that you can place on the value of a real husband, a real father, and a real man in any family situation. So whether I'm bringing in more money or not, it doesn't make a difference. And the thing is, we play to our strengths. My wife is better with the bills and everything. I'm better with the savings, but she's better with the bills. So we work that out. We play to our strengths, so to speak. So why put me in a position where I might not be that good with actually doing the bills when she handles that way better? Like, there's no point for me to hurt us in that manner, because actually I would be sabotaging us. Like, I'll probably get us behind. There's no telling, right? So, like I said, that question came up while I was at the event. And now we seen that post maybe 2 weeks ago or something like that. And we just felt that was a great topic where we could reach out not only to the couples, but how men feel in that scenario, how women feel in that scenario, what it does to each other. How you feel in your confidence, how you feel as a man, how women feel, are they taking the role of the man, all these different types of things. So that's how we wanted to go at it, and that's what we wanted everybody to see. So we wanted a little bit of everything, so you can touch in both, either way you're married or not, or you dating, or you just engaged, or you just got that situation where this is what our relationship is, and even it's going to be some takeaways for the single folks as well. So we can go from there.
When we were going through the transition of the job change, like Miguel spoke on, when we first got together, he was making a lot more money. I was at a job where I was making a decent amount of money, so our incomes combined were awesome. It was absolutely great. When he lost his job, we were still okay because I had that position that I was in, and that was bringing in the money. But then when I lost that job, we were both like, what do we do? So then when the transition came for me to get this new position at work, it was something I feared. I feared it because I didn't think I would be good at it. But I wanted my whole mindset of taking the position was family, not me, not bags, not purses. And the thing is, if that's what your why is, that's perfectly fine. Do you. But for me, I'm like, okay, I see the passion that my husband has for speaking. I see what he's trying to do with his life. I see the walk that God has him on, and a 9-to-5 does not correlate with that, because he can't go speak. He can't go do the things he needs to do sitting behind somebody's desk or dropping off Coke and sodas and all that stuff. So it's like, okay, let me go on and take this leap of faith, and let me take this job that not only I know financially can bring about a lot of money for our family to help us out, but it will also put us in a position to where he can go and continue following his dream while the family is taken care of. And when I stepped into that position, I mean, it was rough. I cried. I fought it. I went back and forth with Miguel, with my mom, with my work friends, and everybody's like, just do it. And the first month I went into sales. The first month I got named Employee of the Month. I've gotten amazing rewards, recognition from my job, and the pay has been, it's been quite awesome. It's been a blessing to see the things that our family is able to do. And every time I click on and I look at a paycheck, I don't see me, I see we. What can we do this week? What can we do this month? And he's right. I call him and I'm like, hey, can we do this? Or I'm like, this bill needs to be paid, but can we go here? Can we do this? Ladies, you still have to be submissive in a way, because I could be on my high horse. I could be this, oh, it's my money because that's my name on that paycheck that gets deposited. So I'm going to do what I want to do. Y'all don't know how long I went back and forth about that Apple Watch. I'm dead serious. I went back and forth with that Apple Watch probably over a year. And I could have had the mind frame that a lot of people told me to have. That's your money. You go on and spend it. I've heard that. You get what you want. Yeah, I can get what I want, but at the same time, I have to be mindful of my husband. I've had talks with people at work about this, because the whole financial thing is an issue with people as far as having secret bank accounts. And that is something that we're going to kind of touch on too.
I'll just go into it now.
You
have more to say? Or?
Well, no. I mean, we could go into that. So,
let me say, before we dive in, let me just say one thing real quick. So, a lot of the stuff that my wife said is, you got to understand, you got the submission. You have, and this is, I want everybody to hear this. This is not from a relationship standpoint. I want you to see this is part of the process in growing to where God will have us to be, individually and as a unit. She was extremely worried and scared about taking this position. And the only thing I kept telling her is, like, you got to do it. Like, just do it. It's going to be okay. You know, you will succeed in this, because you have, you know, you love phones. Like, she used to think she's an electronic person. Like, no, you're not an electronic person. You're a phone person. Electronic people got electronic stuff everywhere. Phone, DVD players, TVs, everything. You have phones. You're a phone person. Like, this is what you do. This is what you love. She sells her coworkers on stuff. Like, this is what you do. But she had to realize it on her own. She had to get that confidence on her own and believe in herself. And as she was going through her training, she's looking for, I might have to go look for another job. This ain't going to make it. I might not be able to do this. And I said, look, let me understand one thing. You running too early. See, a lot of times it's our season. And when it's our season, because you're so stuck in that comfortability in the old way, you'll sabotage yourself. And when you sabotage yourself, you're taking yourself out of your potential blessings and growth in the next phase in your life, because you're too scared. Like, you don't do it. Somebody just said on there, you got to run towards your fears. Like, in your fear, that's where your next level is. That's where your greatest achievement is. So go to it. Don't run from it. Like, if you got to cry through it. If it's going to hurt, go through it painfully. If you got to yell through it. Do what you got to do. But take the first step and go through it. Like, that's what you got to do. So now go ahead, wife, do with the account thing like you was about to say.
So, you know, in the transition of me making more money than my husband, and, you know, kind of just speaking briefly with people about that, and like with the Apple Watch, like I said, I really wanted an Apple Watch, and I would have people say, just go get it. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I can't do that, because I have somebody that I don't want to say answer to, because I don't want to make it seem like, you know, we have to answer to each other, but it comes into that submissive part. When I said I do to him, I said I do to us. That means I had to take me out of the equation, the single Kim, the single me that was so used to being able to do what I want, when I wanted to do it, get what I want, and consider somebody else. I had to compromise. And it didn't matter that my check, the big check, is being deposited in that account every month. I still have to consider him and consider us, because I said I do to us. I didn't say I do to me. And that's something that a lot of people, I feel like, don't get out of their system before they get married or get into a deep relationship. One question that I tend to ask a lot of people, especially like friends that are getting ready to get married, before you say I do, you have to make sure you said I did. And have you gotten all that stuff out of your system to be able to compromise and realize it's no longer me, it's a we. So you have to put that in perspective. And one of the things that people would always bring up is, why don't you have a secret account? Like, I got a joint account with my husband or my fiance or my man, but please believe I got some money over here too. To do what? You're already making up an escape route? You're already planning a way out? Well, I'm sorry. When I signed that paper, when I said I do, when I stood before God, him, my family, friends, everybody, and agreed to spend the rest of my life with somebody, that included everything. Sickness, health, money, poor, all that stuff. That included that. So no, I don't have a side account. I don't have money hidden in a sock drawer or underneath the mattress, or I don't have an account in my maiden name, and I'm speaking on stuff that people have actually told me that I'm shocked, because I'm like, no, I don't even want to do that, because I feel like I'm not being truthful to him. Now, here's the thing. What we have said earlier, I want people to understand. If that's what you do, that is your business. We are not judging you. You can have 750 Swiss accounts and nobody knows about it. That's on you. This is what works for us. This is what we do. And we just express what we do because this is what has helped us. It has caused our trust to be better with each other. It has caused our communication with finances to be better. Some of the biggest reasons that people don't make it in relationships and marriages is financial difficulties. So instead of hiding what I'm doing, I can just let my husband know. And you know what? If I'm not able to get it at that time, I may huff and puff. And there were times I was mad. I caught a little attitude. I'm pissed off. But it just is what it is, because out of respect for him, out of respect for us, we just have to do it that way. That's the way that I feel like we need to do it. So no, I don't agree on the separate accounts. If you want to have a savings, I feel like if you want to do that, at least let your spouse know you have that. Give them the common courtesy and respect of letting them know. I mean, if you don't want them to have access to it because you just want to have a savings, let that be your reason that you want to have a savings. You want to have a cushion just in case something happens with you too. Not something happens with you. That don't mean that you have a side account. So if he pisses you off and stuff don't work out, you can take all that money out and go running for the hills, because that's not the way it's supposed to go.
Look, this is what it is. All right, I'm gonna use an example of let's use the example of the cell phone, and everybody can relate to this. When y'all get together and everything, everybody got their locks on their phone and everything. You carry your phone with you. If y'all live together and y'all ain't married, or you just got married, or whatever, or your boyfriend, girl, whatever the scenario may be, you'll be late for work to run back and get your phone. That's real talk. Like you. I know one time I was there when we first got together. You about to go to the bathroom. You about to boo-boo on yourself. It's gonna be real bad, and you run back to grab your phone just to make sure, you running back into the bathroom with it, because you don't need no calls or nothing coming through and the argument started. The best time of my life when we got together is once when the airwaves was cleared out and everything was all good and everything was all done, I could leave my phone in a room, and whether it's there or not worry about it being unlocked. Not worried about any messages coming through that were going to set my house on fire, because I knew I wasn't doing anything. We were out in the open. It was truthful. Well, to start any relationship like that, this is just how I believe. I believe you're already putting in the airwaves, and you're setting yourself up for failure already. I got this account just in case. There should be no just in case. Especially not just in case shouldn't be just in case they start tripping, or just in case they leave me, or just in case I need to roll out. That's the wrong ground. That's your foundation is tainted already. You've already thrown a negative aspect into your foundation, and that's not going to work. And that applies to everything. Anything that you got going on, if you should be going all in. I seen a quote that said that there should be no plan B, that all your focus should go in your plan A, and you give plan A everything you got. And if for some reason plan A failed, then you learn from plan A, go back to the drawing board,
just deal with
go back to it, and you start another plan A, not a plan B. Because having a plan B gives you a way, it's an opt-out. It gives you a way to get out of whatever that scenario is, just in case something happens. I'm not saying there's something wrong with a plan B. You can have a plan B, but make sure your plan B is right. It doesn't have any negative aspects to it because you're setting yourself up already. Like I said, if you do your thing that way, that's fine. But I feel like if we was to have separate accounts and nobody knew about it, then now we got to hide bank statements. We got to make sure that only these statements come to each other. What if something was to happen to me and here I go, I got $100,000 stashed in an account that she has no access to, but yet this is the mother of my kids, this is my wife, we got house and all that stuff, and this money could help them live. But she can't get any access to it because I locked it away. It's no truth into it. It's hurtful. It can be devastating.
Or here's my question: you got a side bank account that your husband or wife don't know about, and say something happens within the family. Say something drastic happens that you all need some money immediately. You go to your joint account, it ain't there, but you got some side money. You hide it. Are you willing to share it? Are you willing to help? Now, see, that's when it starts to get deep. Because I know me. If we had something come out financially and I'm stressing, like he could see me stressing, like, oh my gosh, I don't have the money for this. How we going to do this? And he's got $10,000 sitting in a bank account that he's not even considering helping his wife. Like that right there is going to be serious issues if I find out about that. Like you let us struggle. You allowed us to go through that knowing you had a way out to help us. And because you had your escape plan, because you had your plan B that you didn't want to touch just in case, you let us just hurt. You let us suffer. That's not okay. That should not be the intentions in it.
That's right.
And the thing is like he said with the phones. Here's my other question. How can I have his social security number but not his Facebook password or his unlock on his phone? Y'all be tripping me out. You living with somebody, got 8 babies with him, that said I do. Y'all done been together since 91. Got each other's socials and everybody everywhere knows that y'all belong together. But y'all locking stuff and can't get into nothing. Tell me what sense that makes. Like seriously, like come on now. Don't even get me started.
My boy Kashawn said your plan B should back up your plan A, and I completely agree with that.
Your plan B should include your plan A.
Why get married if you have to keep secrets? Exactly. Like, it's a lot of good points. I hope y'all reading the feed down there because it's a lot of good things that I'm just going to yell out every now and then because this is what we're seeing, and y'all might not be seeing it since we're streaming this from both our phones at the same time so we can get a variety of everything going on. So the next aspect we wanted to touch on with this thing is the effects of this whole who makes more money situation and how it affects men and how it affects women. You know, like I said, as we're younger, it's an idea implanted in us that what we're supposed to do as men.
That's my phone.
People see me. What we supposed to do as men. And one of those things is that we supposed to bring in this money. We supposed to provide this money. Well, if you have a job and you were only making $30,000 a year and your soulmate happens to have already been making $100,000, well, what you gonna do to make up that 70? How you gonna get that? Like you had a job making $30,000, you probably working 5 to 6 days a week full time. How you gonna make up that $70,000 a year? Like you can't do that. I don't know how you can do it unless you doing some other things, but we ain't touching that. But so for men, you can possibly, if you're not confident in who you are and understand the ideas and your character values that you stand on, for me, it's my belief in God and where God has me at as a man and a husband and a father, where I would never waver in money and things like that, where that would be an issue. But for men in general, when this is what we're taught and this is what we're instilled, if your woman makes more to you, you might feel a certain way. You might feel less of a man. Your ego might be touched. Your pride might be hit. Because you're affected that way on the emotional level and the spiritual level, like you might be snappy. You might have an attitude all the time. When money things come up, it could be something simple. You blowing up. But what it really is, you really upset because you feel that, you're not where you would like to be. You can't help that. This is the scenario. Like, this is just the way it played out, and I'll let my wife talk on the woman's behalf because, my thing is women, if the situation is that way, you still have to be in a place where you're somewhat submissive and you're not downplaying, you're not, disregarding your husband and his feelings. You're not down talking to him. You're not coming off as if you're the man in a relationship. All that type of stuff has a big effect on men. And a lot of times some men don't know how to voice what it is that's going on with them. So we act out, and it's not in a good way. You get arguments on top of arguments, stupid things going on, and at the end of the day, what's really bothering you is that you this idea has been planted in you from day one, and you're not living up to that idea, that expectation. So because you're not living up to that expectation, you're seeing yourself as a failure, and you're not producing the way that you want because you already got your mind in a negative headspace, and once you're negative in one area, it starts trickling to other areas, and it affects everything.
So, growing up, it said like the man is a provider. The man is supposed to go to work. He's supposed to pay the bills. He's supposed to take care of the household. The woman is supposed to take care of the kids, clean up, cook. Why? Like, we're in a different generation now. Like, that ain't the way stuff goes. Now, we live in the DMV. We live in Maryland, DC, where it is very common to see a very independent woman. That is known out here. You have women out here that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. They out here taking care of business. They running businesses. They taking care of their kids. They don't need a man. But that can also be a negative aspect because they have in their mind that the man is supposed to take care of them. And like my husband said, you bring it to the table $300,000 a year, and he ain't even come close to 50, 60. You turn your nose up at him and you missing out on a good thing. You're not even realizing that because you're so stuck in what the world and what I want to say. I'm trying to think of the word.
You could sum that up as the world. Like, think about, I said this last week about your routine and everything. Think about it. The world is a negative place. We were born into sin. Like, your daily routine, these things like that, they're meant to keep you from what your full potential is. Like, that's just really, that's what it is. That's what I've learned in these last 4 years. Stuck in status. Like, all these things, these expectations, some of these your parents put these expectations on you, the world, friends, society, all these, and if you don't live up to them, you kicking yourself in the butt. Like,
so you meet a great man, and because you make more money, you sitting on this high horse, and then you pushing him away. You pushing a good thing away because of what you feel like things should be, or you're so stuck on this great money that you make that you don't allow a man to be a man. You throwing it in his face because he can't take you to Ruth Chris. He can only afford Fridays right now. Girl, you better stop tripping because Friday's got some good steaks too, okay? And they about $800 cheaper. I need y'all to stop playing like you done always had that coin. You always have to remember where you came from. One of the things that has helped me is the fact that I don't ever forget who my husband is, what my husband is capable of. My husband could go out here and get a job making the exact same money that he was making when I got with him. But you know what? I don't need him to do that because I know he's not going to be happy in that because there's another plan that God has for his life and there's another path that he's on. You don't block somebody's blessings because you sitting on this high horse. Now, if I was, look at how amazing our relationship is. Look at all the amazing stuff that God is doing for us. To even bring this together, to share our story with people that can be blessing people. But what if I was a woman that I was like, you know what? You only bringing in what a week? What, you can't even pay for groceries? And I'm bringing home $5,000-$6,000 checks.
It's like dudes that look at their females like that.
Yeah, and you start to resent who you're with. So you have a man who in his mind, he feels like I have to be a man. And you have a woman that in her mind feels like he needs to be a man. So here y'all are battling each other over finances. And y'all not even realizing how y'all tearing each other down instead of building each other up. Have you sat down the chick that makes $100,000-$200,000 a year, have you sat down with him and asked him, are you happy in that job that you're only making $50,000-$60,000? Are you happy, or what is it that you want to do? Money don't buy what happening. What's the movie? What's the movie with the dude on the lawnmower? What's the money can't buy your love? Yes.
I was about to say stomp the yard, because he was riding the lawnmower and stomp the yard.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
What I'm talking about? You know, somebody said, what if he comes in with nothing at all? Well, okay, let's be clear. Let's look at the circumstances.
Okay, now right?
Let's look at this. Now, if your guy or your lady is what I call in financial transition, like in between jobs, or you see their ambition and that they're working towards something, and they're putting their all into something, a project or something like that, that's different, and you want to support them, that's different. Now, if you just got a bum dude, a lazy dude, or a lazy chick just want to do or get a wick and all that stuff like that, then that's not healthy. That's not good for you.
Let me tell you what you're not going to do.
Hold on, let me be real. I stop being with these dudes. Like, okay, he got good sex. So what?
Girl,
he look cute.
I almost said the B word.
Can he help you balance your checkbook? Does he want to learn how to balance your checkbook? Can he, even though if he don't know anything about accounting or anything like that, is he still bring it to the table to help it be less stressful and to provide? Hold on, be right back.
Ariana. Sorry, we had the kids came in. We had to be parents. This is when we need to play some elevator music. But what I was gonna say, kind of piggybacking off of that, is
I'm back.
Don't like, come on, like you got to be smart about it. You don't want anybody that's gonna bring you down. You need somebody that's gonna have to lift you up. So yeah, you may meet somebody that doesn't have a job, but while y'all going out to dinner and y'all discussing and seeing where your heads are and all that stuff, so why don't you have a job? What has transitioned that you don't? What has transitioned that you're not working? Because what you're not gonna do is sit on my couch watching Netflix and eating Cocoa Puffs all day while I'm out here making a coin.
That's right.
That is not what we're saying.
That's what they learn these things about each other. Stop diving into things just because physical is good, the now moment is good. See what the long term is if that's the goal. Let's keep on flying this thing along. I think that's all. Oh yeah, that's what we on.
Hey, we did pretty good.
That's right. That's where we at. That's the sum of it. That's where we at. That's everything. We hit everything that we wanted to hit to. You got to think about what's not about to happen, Kiasha. Tell me what's not.
She ain't about to let him sit on that.
Yeah.
Cocoa
That's
Puffs.
right. That's family. So
I
know she ain't
my
about to
Cocoa
go.
Puffs
I'm just making sure.
and drinking my milk.
I had to excuse myself.
You ain't doing that.
So I just checking. So with this money thing, like I say, to each his own. We are not therapists. Like, we ain't take what we saying.
We just give y'all what we go through.
Miguel and Kim said this, so
don't you have your man calling us talking about no.
We just trying to bless you using our experience. You might be in the same boat, like I said, in one way, shape, or form. You can use this whether you're in a relationship or whether you on your own and doing some things and making things happen. All right. So the finances thing, whatever your scenario is, the biggest thing is that you and your significant other, whatever y'all situation may be, is that y'all happy. And that's what works for y'all. And it doesn't matter what everybody else say. It doesn't matter what the expectations are. It doesn't matter what society says and how it should be. It's what you say it's going to be. It's how you want it. It's how you and your other see y'all going and growing. It's how you see yourself growing, whatever your scenario may be. That's how it works. Forget about what everybody else say. If we please everybody else, you'll never be happy. Case in point.
Hey, at the end of the day, I will always say this. Do not allow anybody else to dictate your relationship. Don't allow them to have control over what makes you happy, who you love, who you want to be with. We give you examples because this is stuff that we're going through. I have talked to many friends that they're making more than their husbands or their boyfriends or their fiancés, and it's stressing them out. And it's like, get out of this I mentality. When you agree to be with somebody, and we're not talking just marriage, when you agree to be in a relationship with somebody exclusively, and we're going to take this thing to the next level and we're going to work towards something, because please be in relationships that are going somewhere. Don't be wasting each other's time. Life is too short. If you're not going somewhere with somebody, if you don't have an end result, then it's pointless. So the thing is, be with somebody that makes you happy. Be with somebody that no matter what, it doesn't matter if you had to pay for your own wedding, if you bought him a car, it doesn't matter. If you're happy.
That's right, Crystal. Oops, I'm sorry.
Please don't hit finish. Just wait.
We'll
like it later. It's not about I. You say I do to we. So just keep that in mind.
We are at 35 minutes now.
Anybody got any questions?
If y'all want, I don't know if y'all want to keep on going with questions, but if you do want to, like, just a couple people say, yeah, we want to do questions and answers, then go ahead, let us know, like, right now. Because if not, we're going to shut it down until next week, where she might be back with me or I might be solo.
I'm going to be back.
So we'll see. I don't know.
I'm going to be back.
How God say what you want to do. Like, she just in there. What y'all want to do?
Couple should we just gonna read some comments too. Shane, a couple should motivate each other and dream together. Absolutely. Have somebody that you're on the same dream, ambition, playing with. Well, yeah,
sure,
but I wanted to use some big words.
I know, but you be making it long. My baby tell a story, be like 32 hours. T said God will snatch the coin if you put it before him and your husband, period.
Hello?
Yep, how about that?
Go on, have these side accounts if you want to. You log in one day and be at zero.
Hey, together is power. United we stand, divided we fall. Like, that's great all by itself. So,
like attracts like. Awesome.
You know, whatever y'all say, we're going to keep on,
Yes, I know, Marcia. Let him know. He can't make this a solo thing.
I didn't make it. First of all, God started this on the solo thing. Like, she part of the package, so it's rolling. Like, we just recently got this marriage part, so whatever. Like, so next week, we might be back to regular midweek medicine.
Y'all gonna see me. I'm gonna change my shirt color. I keep wearing black. Let me put some color on.
Oh, my God. Well, anyway... No, ain't nobody got no questions. Hey, Nima. Nicole, I'm glad y'all watching. I'm glad y'all in here. That's what's up, my folks. But y'all go to the gym today because she about to get her jazzercise on right now after we finish this. Like, it's not a game. Like, I done already did 2 today. Now it's time for her to sweat off all this water and apple juice she been drinking. So, that being said...
Put God first and
Knick-knack, paddywhack, give it all.
Don't read Toya's messages.
Better have my money when I get
home. Don't listen, Toya. Toya, I'm about to ban you from the live.
Toya said, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
Be serious. Charles says, if the woman make more money, should she make the decisions on financial matters? No, absolutely not. Because it doesn't matter who makes the most money. When you're in this together, it's a we thing.
Yeah, it's we. It's we. Like I said, this situation here, she makes substantially amount more money than me, but we still come together about whatever it is that we come together on how we going to do the bills, how we going to do, our fun time, whether we buying stuff for each other individually, our own things, whatever, we still talk and communicate. That's the key to it all. Like, even if you did have separate accounts, still communicate with each other.
Include your spouse. There's nothing wrong with that.
Just include. There ain't nothing wrong with include. Like, I know that my thing, I guess God called me to be the speaker, but what y'all don't know is that in this vision, my wife was still right there with me, and we doing it together. So,
Korshawn, is that who that? Yeah. Sorry, Miguel's phone's all dark. He all blind.
I didn't mean to put that. That's from. I'm sorry.
No, we actually have one from last week, so we'll make sure to tag you in it.
I'll tag you in it.
Yeah. But we thank y'all. Thank you so much for everybody tuning in, for all the feedback. And also, here's another thing. If there's some topics that you all want us to touch on, because believe me, God has took us through it all.
This what we here for.
But if you just want our input,
this might be something you want to talk about, but you're not that person. You're not the upfront of what's going on. Like, I'm a practitioner. Like, at the end of the day, what that means is when my company and all these different things start really get rolling and get started, I'm the face up front. But then I got a team behind me, so I don't mind being. I've never mind. If you know me, I don't mind being out front, outspoken and say what need to be said. So hit us up, let us know, shoot us some combos or whatever, because I know y'all like what we doing because y'all done stayed with us the whole 40 minutes. So if you got topics and stuff
and marriage,
you want us to touch on, inboxes, so we got them. We can write them down and we can, put something together to it and see how God will take us through it so that we can relay that message and everybody get blessed from it, all right?
And remember, we're live right now, but you can always, this will post on all of our pages once we're finished. So please, please, please go back and, watch it. Give us feedback. Criticism, whatever points that you all have, we appreciate everything. So
when we do these live things, what I do is I'll repost it again tomorrow. Some people may get a tag, some people might not get a tag, and then I'll probably repost it again on Monday or so, at some point throughout the weekend, just so more people can see it, and give people a chance to see what's going on, because everybody don't get to catch it, live. A lot of people sometimes be waiting for the midweek medicine to be on at 5 in the morning. It don't always work like that. I told you I'm a different type of speaker. I ain't going to just drop a video every week if it ain't no good or if I don't feel God leading me to do it. Right now, me and the wife is on fire, and that's just where it is, and it's going to be like that until God says otherwise.
But we're going to be in Miami next month during a Wednesday, so I don't think y'all want us to do no live video.
Man, don't listen to that. Anyway, you come on to change. So, we love you guys. We appreciate y'all. Share it, like it, comment, send us your ideas.
I'll tell you, that's a good one.
And we'll get it.
Definitely we'll touch on that one.
Yeah, send it to us today, because I got to shut this thing down. We love you guys. Y'all have a good night. She about to go work out and sweat a little bit. Holla!
Bye.